Okay, this video will show you how to run PHP from the command line. So I've started this test.php document in Atom. Very simple. I don't actually have any PHP code yet. So I'm going to insert some very basic PHP code. Print hello world. Oh, I've already made a mistake. I forgot to put in my PHP. Okay, so this is valid PHP code. Now I can go and look at this through a browser. So remember, to look at it through a browser, you have to do localhost test.php. Wow, I get hello world. And I can also view the page source. So the page source is this entire HTML document plus the hello world that was outputted by my PHP code. Now one thing you may notice is, why is this thing in the output, it looks like this thing's up here. Like right, what I mean by that is, why is this, there's no new line, you know, there's no, as if you would have hit the enter key here. That's because if you look at your printout, you never printed out a new line character that would look like you hit the enter key. So if you want to do that, you can just simply put it in a new line. Okay, now I'm going to access this again. I'll have to access it from here. Now, it doesn't change the output at all because HTML ignores new lines, but if I view the page source, you can see that it's inside there. So, you know, if your HTML code's perfect, there's really no issues. The problem that you get is if you make a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to view PHP code from the command line. So what do I mean by that? Let's go and open a terminal. So a terminal, if you've used Microsoft Windows, this is equivalent to the command shell, I think we call it in Windows. So this is a Unix terminal. Don't worry if you don't know Unix, you don't know how to use it. I'll just show you the very basic stuff. So if you do ls, this means list the current directory you're in. You're actually, from the terminal, this is like a very simple view of this visual directory. So this would be your GUI version of this directory, this folder. So this is your home folder. So I want to go down into this www directory. So to do that, you just say cd, which means change directory. And you can see this www is here, so I type www. Now I do ls, and it lists the content of that directory. So I can actually run PHP, the same thing the web server would run, from the command line. And now look what happens when I run this. So this is the PHP interpreter, this is the file, and this is the output. And it just outputs it right here on the terminal. And this is exactly the same thing that you had in your browser, right? This is the source of my browser. This is exactly what this thing outputs here. Now, why is this useful? Well, let's say that you make a mistake. So I'm going to make a mistake. So I'm going to, I don't know, let's say I try to input something here and I get some weird, you know, the thing's all wrong. Okay, that's clearly not correct. So this is not valid PHP code. I save it. Now, if I was to try to access this here, wow, nothing happened, right? And if I try to view source, I don't have any source. Why is that? Because through the web server, this thing, the PHP program, has an error. When it makes an error, it just stops. But there's no output. And so when I try to connect to this through the web browser, I don't get anything. So this is going to be really frustrating for you. But if you can run this from the command line, so let me just type php test.php. Oh, I get an error. And it even tells me exactly where it is. It says, hey, line 9, I got some unexpected weird thing. And sometimes, I'll just warn you, it doesn't always tell you exactly where the error is, but usually it gives you a pretty decent hint to what went wrong. So now line 9, oh, there's a mistake. I can fix it, compile again. Now run PHP test. Oh, everything's great. So, you know, anytime you're doing PHP, it's great to be able to look at it from the command line. It's going to help you on your lab exam. You know, in the class, if you're getting frustrated, you can't figure something out, just run it from command line. So again, how do you do that? You open up your terminal. You cd change directory to www. You look at your file, you type php test.php or whatever your PHP file name is. And this is something that we'll expect you to know how to do.